Hello, everybody, and welcome to a review of the app Voice Vista. Voice Vista is a navigation GPS app for blind people. It originally came out from an application called Soundscape that was created by Microsoft. And they eventually spent 6 years developing this program and then ultimately turned over the code to developers to continue to work with Soundscape or with that GPS to create Soundscape. This is kind of a successor to the original Soundscape program, and it is now called Voice Vista. And it does a lot of the same things, and it's really geared specifically to help blind people navigate around the internet, or sorry, around geographical locations using information piped into your ears as you are walking around. So we're going to start first by looking at the features that are available on the app, and then we will actually go and show a live demo. So as we start in the upper left corner, we're going to have a search field.
Volume, enter text to search for places. Search field.
Right, and
tap to edit.
I double tap on that.
Search field. Search field is editing. Enter text to search for places. Word mode. Insertion point at start.
So let me type in post office.
Cat P. Cat I. O. O. S. S. E. R. T. T. Skate. I. O. O. F. 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 I. C. C. E. E. Dictate. Dip. Search. Search results. United States Postal Service. 2.8 miles. Ahead to the right. 1 Grove Street. Wellesley MA 02482 United States. Button.
Okay, so there's one in Wellesley.
United States Postal Service. 2.8 miles. Behind to the left. 330 Cochituate Road. Framingham MA 01. United States Postal Service. 1.78 miles. Ahead to the left. 148 Commonwealth Road. Wayland MA 017. Cochituate Post Office. 1.77 miles. Ahead to the left. 148 Commonwealth Road. Button.
Find the one in Natick.
East Natick Post Office. Yes. 1.41 miles. Ahead to the left. 18 Huron Drive. United States Postal Service. 0.84 miles. Behind to the right. 15 Common Street. Natick MA 01760 United States. Button.
So this is the one
It's available
that I wanted to find. It's only less than a mile from my house. I'm going to one finger double tap on this.
United States Postal Service. 0.84 miles. Behind to the right. Near 15 Common Street. Natick MA 01760. Button.
And I'm going to slow down my speed, just in case.
Speaking rate, 55%, 50%. Words, United States Postal Service, street preview, button, start, save, location, surroundings, back button.
Okay, so here I am in the post office, and I'm going to swipe to the right to see what I can do with this post office location that I found.
Location details, heading.
Okay, so these are the details.
Save as marker, button.
So I can save it as a marker. What is going to happen there, and I'm going to do this, is when I get near to the post office, it's going to call out that I am passing the post office as a place that I have specifically marked to be announced to me. So I'm going to set this as a marker by one finger double tapping.
Save alert, add marker. Text field.
Alexa, alarm off.
United States Postal Service, word mode, clear text, button, text field, is editing. United States Postal Service, word mode, insertion point at end. Okay, so it says it's United States Postal Office. That is what is the name of the marker as it stands right now. Clear text, marker annotation, text field. I can add some additional notes. To edit. You could say ramp on the right, 5 steps up to the door. So you could add some specific annotation to that marker that would be announced to you as you arrive. Cancel button. Or done button. Q. Done button. And we got a done button. I think that's the done button. I'm just going to make sure there's not an add button. Let me just check. Add marker. Text field. Clear mark cans done button. So it is done. So I'm going to one finger double tap on done. And now Explorer button. Now I've added that as a marker. And it will call out for me when I am there. Start route button. Location explore street preview. Start monitoring. Start marker. Edit marker name button. Okay. So now I'm in that marker, and there's some other things that I can choose now that I've made that a marker. Marker. Start beacon button.
I can start a beacon. Now, what a beacon does is it gives you an auditory tone that as you get close, it's going to beep faster and louder, and I believe higher pitched as well, the closer you get to the destination. And it is going to be 3D audio sound, meaning if it's on your right, it's going to be beeping out of your right ear. If it's at your left, it's going to be beeping out of your left ear. If it's straight ahead, it'll be beeping out of both ears. So this helps you kind of focus in and get to the marker specifically. I picked a specific location, like the post office, but I also can place a marker at any place that I'm standing. So, for example, if I wanted to place a marker at where the ramp begins to the post office, I could create a custom marker, call it post office ramp, and put the marker right at the base of that ramp. So not only can I pick specific places that already exist, like post office, I can also be standing at any specific location and create a custom marker and name it whatever I want and be able to navigate to that for again. Maybe I want to always go to the ramp, not to where the stairs are. So the beacon, again, gives you an auditory focus on how to get to a specific marker.
Start monitoring button.
Start monitoring will every once in a while call out. The post office is half a mile to your left. As you get closer, it'll say it's a third of a mile straight ahead, and it'll keep calling it out every once in a while if you put it on a monitoring mode. A lot of times you want to maybe put your home on a monitor. So when you're in an Uber, it'll keep calling out as you get closer and closer to your home.
Street preview button.
Street preview, you can click on this and it will allow you to kind of navigate and see what else is around and what other streets are around the post office to give you a sense of that location.
Location Explorer button.
The Location Explorer allows you to actually virtually travel around it and say, okay, move forward. What streets are at the next block? Now listen to what is around me. Okay, move up another street and what's around me. Take a right and move up a street. What's around me? So it allows you to kind of virtually walk around the neighborhood and see what else is around the post office before you even get there.
Start route button.
You can start a route, which is going to take you from wherever you're standing right now to the post office, giving you turn-by-turn directions. You can pick your preferred app, like Google Maps or whatever other map features you might or applications you might have on your phone to be the primary one that's calling out the directions to you. It kind of works in tandem with Voice Vista in that way.
Share button.
You can share the location. So, hey, I'm going to the post office here. Let me share you this destination. This is where you'll find me. So you can share that with text or email to people as well.
Open in Apple Maps button.
So again, you could open it in Apple Maps or Google Maps.
Pin to top button.
You can pin this marker to, you're basically pin it to the top. So as one of your favorites. So you might pin your home as always being at the top of your marker list. And you can also navigate through all the markers that you have established at some point.
United States Postal Service.
Okay.
Map, Moore's Tavern.
Okay, now this
Use
is
the rotor to access points of interest. Transit stops. Transit lines.
And this is just now we're into a map of showing us where the post office is and what other kind of key locations are around that. So this is all in establishing a marker so that as you are walking around, those locations will be called out to you. Now I'm going to go back. Normally I would do a 4-finger tap, but I don't want to accidentally hang up the Zoom meeting. So I'm going to do this the long way by swiping left. So please ignore this until I get to the back button.
Pin, shift, look, mark, delete, look, surroundings, back. Search results. United States Postal Service. 0.84 mile. East Natick Post Office. Search Cat D. Post query his sleep Bob Post Office. Cancel. But
Get back where we were.
Enter text to search for places.
Right.
Search field.
So now I'm back to the main
Double tap to edit.
Back to the main menu where that search field was. So I'm going to just swipe to the right to show you what other features are there. Again, the markers are a big one, whether you pick an existing location or you set a custom marker. Another example of a custom marker, as I walk from my house to downtown Natick, there is a low-hanging branch that I will hit my head on if I don't know it's there. So I went up to that branch. I placed a custom marker. I named it low-hanging branch. I told it to announce that branch to me when I get 10 feet away. And so now when I get 10 feet away, it says low-hanging branch. And I know to slow down, put my hand out, get around the branch with that custom marker. So that's a very good use of a custom marker. Another one, as I said, if you wanted to go into the side entrance, not the front door entrance, you might put the marker and name it side entrance to building. And then place that as your marker and navigate with a beacon or with a route to that location because that's the door you need to go into. So placing some custom markers can help refine your navigation back to destinations. I'm going to swipe to the right.
Volume highest button.
Okay, this is your volume specifically for the Voice Vista app. You can change the Voice Vista app. I just put it to highest because usually when I'm walking around the streets, it's loud and there's lots of noise. So I will do that. Let me swipe to the right.
Sleep button.
The sleep
Double
button.
tap to put Voice Vista to sleep.
So when you're not using Voice Vista, so it doesn't chew up the battery or doesn't start talking to you, like you've made it to your destination, you're going to be there for a little while, you can double tap on sleep and it'll stop talking to you until you wake it up.
Surrounding settings button.
Okay, your surrounding settings. So these are things that you can toggle on and off to announce. So you can say, announce me everything, and it'll announce everything that you pass. That gets a little overwhelming, but you could say, announce all the banks, or announce all the public transit, or announce all the restaurants. So you can kind of pick and choose which things you want it to announce as you're walking around. I have just set it to markers. So I decided, which of these things I want to make as a marker, and then I have it only announce me my markers. But if you're in a new location and you're looking for a restaurant, you might set the surrounding settings to restaurants, and then it's going to announce all the restaurants around you as you are walking down the street.
What's my location button.
What's my location will give you
available.
What's my location will give you your current location where you're standing right now. So let me double tap this.
Facing northeast. Nearest road, Walnut Street, is 105 feet ahead to the right.
Okay.
94 Walnut Street.
Tells me which direction I'm facing. Tells me the address was 94 Walnut Street, which is my house, because that's where I'm sitting right now as I record this. Now let's swipe to the right.
What's around me button.
What's around me?
Available.
What's around me is going to look 360 degrees around me and tell me what's, to the north, south, east, and west of me in all directions. So let's double tap on this.
Marker, home driveway, 66 feet ahead to the right. Loker Park, park around 633 feet behind to the right. Rail Gardens, nursery and garden wing, 0.2 miles behind to the right. Sound and Spirit, community services nonprofits, 0.29 miles to the left. Marker, home driveway, 49 feet ahead to the right.
So that home driveway, for example, that is a custom marker. I put it at the bottom of my driveway so that when I reach the bottom of my driveway from my walk home, it announces to me that I'm at my driveway. So that's another good example of a custom marker. If I just put 94 Walnut Street, it really puts the marker kind of on my house, which is not where my driveway necessarily is. So I put a custom marker at my driveway. Now we'll swipe to the right.
What's ahead of me button.
What's ahead of me is not going to look
available.
What's ahead of me is not going to look 365 degrees. It's going to literally look to what is straight ahead of me. And so again, usually when you're walking in a particular direction, headed towards something. And this is going to just say, okay, well, what's in front of you? What points of interest lie straight ahead of you? So I'll double tap that, see if we find anything.
Marker Deerfield Crosswalk, 426 feet ahead to the left. Fisk Memorial United Methodist Church, place of worship, 672 feet ahead to the left. Fisk Memorial United Methodist Church, Church Cathedral, 731 feet ahead to the left. MathWorks Apple Hill 2, office, 0.34 miles ahead to the left. MathWorks Apple Hill RT9 stop, public transport, 0.43 miles ahead to the left.
Okay. Now, as you heard all of those mentioned they were ahead, whether it be ahead to the right, straight ahead, or ahead to the left. So they were all ahead. You might have heard a bell. That bell indicates that there is some sort of public transport. So it was the bus stop for the MathWorks location. So it gave a little bell sound and then said MathWorks, bus stop. So if you ever hear that little bell sign, that's usually the announcement of some sort of public transport location. All right, let's swipe to the right.
Repeat last call out button.
If I need to repeat that, I didn't hear
Actions
it.
available.
I didn't hear what it said. I could swipe here to repeat call out, and then it will say it all again.
Beacon not started.
Okay, if I wanted to start a beacon or stop a beacon, here's where I could kind of turn it on and off. So if I already had one going, I could kind of swipe here and turn off the beacon. The beacon will also stop when you actually get to the destination and will also automatically turn off.
Automatic callouts enabled.
Okay, so I have automatic callouts enabled again, and I set my automatic callouts to just be my markers and streets, I guess. So street locations and markers.
No navigation instruction button.
Okay.
Accuracy 40 feet button.
Okay, so this is an important one.
To hear GPS information.
Your accuracy, can fluctuate depending on where satellites and towers, and again, I'm not moving, so it's not zeroing in on me particularly. But as I move, it would kind of refine that. So usually it sits around 5 feet, 5 to 10 feet accuracy. 40 is a little bit on the longer side. Every once in a while, I see it jump up to something really high temporarily. Again, satellite coverage or lose cell service or something like that. But usually it's within 5 or 10 feet, which is good.
Facing northeast.
Okay, right now it's telling me I'm facing northeast. That is absolutely correct, based off where I am in my house at my desk. Faces northeast. Keep swiping.
If you've enabled media controls in the shortcut settings, press the previous button on your headphones to repeat the last call out. Use the actions rotor on the buttons to perform additional tasks.
So if you want your headset to not when you press the button on your headset, usually it'll restart your YouTube or your podcast or your music or answer a call. You can kind of connect that specifically to Voice Vista to control things. I didn't do that personally, but you can do that to kind of control instead of controlling your media, it would control Soundscape, or sorry, Voice Vista.
Tab bar selected. Surroundings tab 1 of 4.
Okay, so we've been on the surrounding tabs. That's most of the time where you will sit. But again, actually, most of the time you'll just have this in your pocket, and it'll be talking to you as you are walking around. As you walk around, and you'll see this in the demo shortly, what it's going to do is it's going to call out the streets as you approach them. So as I get 10 or 15 feet away from a street, what it's going to do is tell me what streets I'm approaching and what directions they are, which again helps me understand what kind of intersection I'm facing. So for example, if I'm facing a plus intersection where Walnut crosses over Bacon Street, what it's going to do as I'm walking down Walnut Street and I'm about to get to Bacon Street, it's going to say, approaching Bacon Street. Bacon Street is on your left. Walnut Street is straight ahead. Bacon Street is on your right. That's telling me I'm facing a plus intersection because I'm coming up from the south, if you will, and I know something's on my left, straight ahead, and to my right. Now I'm walking up Walnut Street. I'm on the right-hand sidewalk as I walk, and it announces to you approaching intersection. Walnut Street straight ahead, Bacon Street to your right. What that would tell me is I'm about to encounter a T intersection, of which Bacon Street coming from my right is going to T into Walnut Street. And since I'm walking down the right side of Walnut, that is a street that I am actually going to have to cross over. Conversely, if it announced approaching Bacon Street on your left, Walnut Street straight ahead, and then it didn't say anything, and I'm walking down the right side of Walnut, I would know that, okay, I am going to pass Bacon, but that's on my left, and I don't have to actually cross over that street. It's on the other side of Walnut, away from me. So it gives you some really good information about directionally what type of intersection you're facing and which way the roads are going. So that becomes, very, very important to, help you know what direction and what you should be listening for as you cross the street.
Marker, home driveway around 48 feet ahead to the right.
Okay, it just did that on its own. Every once in a while, it'll do some call out. So it was telling me I'm near that marker, just letting me know. All right, let's swipe to the right.
Markers, tab, 2 of 4.
Okay, now I pressed on markers tab. It's going to list out all the markers. For me, it's going to have that post office that I just did. It's going to have, my bank. It's going to have some restaurants in downtown Natick, etc. And the list is going to be in distance order, meaning the closest to you is going to be at the top of the list. The marker that you've set that is farthest away from you is going to be at the bottom of the list. So in this case, at the top of the list for me would be home driveway because that's only 40 feet away. And then as I get closer and closer to downtown, it'll mention some other things depending on how far away they are. So it's in order by distance from your current location. Let's swipe to the right.
Routes, tab, 3 of 4.
Now routes you can set based on your markers. You can build a route. So hey, I want to go to the bank, and then from the bank to the post office, and then to the post office to the Dunkin' Donuts, and then from Dunkin' Donuts home.
Marker, home driveway around 61 feet ahead to the right.
And I could build a route, and then I can have it give me directions of that route so that it'll give me street by street, left-hand turn, right-hand turn, so many feet away, calling out when I get to stop 1 being my bank, and then stop 2 being the post office, and stop 3 being the Dunkin' Donuts. It'll call all of that out. So that helps you build a route. Where it also gets very interesting is if you have a non-conventional location. So let's think the Boston Common. Or let's think a trail in the woods. You can place custom markers at locations. So I come to a trail and there's a left or a right. I can place a marker there and say, this is stop 1, and then I'll take a right. I'll go to the next intersection of the trail, and I'll place another marker and call that stop 2. And I can weave my way through the trail, going and building a route, marker 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. In these custom markers. Or for example, if I'm in the Boston Common, if I want to kind of cut diagonally through the garden, past the skating rink, and then to the baseball fields.
Marker, home driveway around 54 feet ahead to the right.
And then cross the sidewalk or the crosswalk between the common over to the public gardens. I could build that custom route. That would be based off of me placing markers along the cutting through the paths of the Boston Common. So this is how you can kind of do some non-traditional walking to help you. If you're at the mall and you want to place some markers of where the Apple store is versus where Sears is versus where Barnes and Nobles is or whatever, you can place various markers and then help it navigate you to those markers through routes, or put on the beacons to help announce where they are and when you're getting closer to them. So there's a lot of really interesting uses of Voice Vista for your navigation.
Settings, tab, 4 of 4.
And here in settings, you can customize some of the voices and the distances and various different things. So I'm going to stop this part of the recording. I'm going to do a little live demo in downtown Natick by the post office. So that you guys can hear that as well. So I'm going to pause here, and then I'm going to do the live demo recording. We're now on the live streets of Natick, where I'm going to demo Voice Vista. As earlier in the demonstration, we picked up Natick Post Office as one of our markers. So we're going to take a walk from here, downtown on the common of Natick, and we're going to walk over to the post office so that you can hear what Voice Vista would announce as I am traversing the streets. So let's get started.
What's my location? Button. Facing northeast. At Natick Common. What's around me? Button. Garden, 45 feet behind to the right. Steps, 63 feet ahead to the left. Playground, 97 feet ahead to the left. Natick Town Hall, 241 feet ahead to the right. Approaching intersection. Service Road, goes left. East Central Street, continues ahead. Park Street, goes right. Steps, 81 feet to the left. Garden, 152 feet to the right. Steps, 200 feet behind to the left. Park Street Ice Cream, yes, 279 feet ahead. Approaching intersection. Common Street, goes left. Common Street, goes right. 14 Park Street. Accuracy, 11 feet, moving, south, speed, 2 miles per hour. United States Postal Service, 103 feet, ahead. Marker, markers, back button, marker details, heading. Delete marker, button. Markers, back, marker, delete adjust marker location, set alert distance, button. Edit marker name, button. Start beacon, button. Start beacon, alert, which transport type? Walking, button. Beacon, what's ahead of me,
United
button.
States Postal Service
Actions available.
started.
Beacon, 101 feet ahead. Beacon, 84 feet ahead to the left.
Left steer.
Beacon, 63 feet ahead. Arrive at the beacon. Audio beacon has been muted.
So there was a live example of me walking the streets of Natick, getting to a destination, turning on the beacon, that brought me right to the front door of the post office. There's a lot of great features of Voice Vista. I use it every single day to do all of my navigation out on the street. So get using it and enjoy.